Hi, my name is Miss Boylan, and I'm going to be your teacher this semester for web design. I wanted to take a quick minute to show you some important features about our online classroom. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is this here. I call it our landing page. You know, it's you click our course on your dashboard, and you land here into the classroom. Okay, so if you hear me refer to it, this is the page I'm talking about. At the top of this page is an announcement. You see this one here, this announcement. So I post announcements 2 to 3 times a week, and the announcements are going to have important class information. Okay. On an occasion, I'll throw a little extra credit activity in there too. So with that, it's very important that you review the announcements every time you come into the classroom. Okay. So pesky thing about announcements is there can only be one announcement at the top of the landing page at one time. So when I post a new announcement, all of the other announcements get pushed over here into this page called updates. Okay, so all of the announcements are then pushed over there into that page, and the oldest announcement is listed at the bottom, and it moves its way up the page to the most recent. Okay, so let's say you're out sick for a couple of days and you can't access to the course. You've likely missed one of my announcements. So my advice to you is to come into the class, read the announcement here, and then come over here to the updates page and take a look at any announcements that were missed. Okay, like I said, it's always important information. I don't do like fluff announcements. They're generally, very pertinent to the course, so I need you really to be paying attention to them and reading them. Okay, so with that, we're gonna move down the page here a little bit. We're going to come to the classroom folder. I'm going to open this up, just do a preview. We've got 3 folders that are currently visible. Okay. The course resources folder is just going to have information about resources for the course, like syllabus, any required software, maybe links to code validators, that kind of stuff is going to be listed in the course resources folder. Then you have the orientation begin here folder, which I'm going to talk about at the end, so we're going to skip that. Then we have the Module 1 folder. Okay, so the module folders in the classroom are where all the course content is going to be. So all your reading, all your videos, any assignments, activities, discussions, tests, quizzes, all that stuff are going to be in a module folder. Okay, module folders have readings, and then they also have they're broken up into smaller sections. Okay, so you see here, this is the folder for the reading. All your reading is there, and then you've got this folder here. This M1A means Module 1 Section A, okay? And so that's the first section of this module. And so the way it works is I will post sections based on the assignment schedule. So if like this week we're working in a certain section, you'll have the section that we're working in, as well as maybe the next 1 or 2 sections available to you. Okay, so that's the way it works. I open a couple of sections ahead of what the assignment schedule is, but I won't go and open all of the modules. All right, so just be aware of why all the modules aren't open. I open them as the assignment schedule dictates. Okay, speaking of assignment schedules, we've got this folder here, assignment schedules, and I will tell you there's nothing in it right now. I just was given access to the course, so I did not have time yet to make an assignment schedule. I promise there will be an assignment schedule by the end of the day tomorrow, Thursday, August 27th. Okay, so please come back and make sure you want to download that, because you're going to download that. It's going to be what guides you through the all the content of the course, right? All of your reading, when you do the reading, when you do your assignments, when you do tests, when you do quizzes, all of that stuff is listed in the assignment schedule. So it's a really big deal that you download that when it becomes available and get comfortable using it to guide your progress through the class. Okay. Next thing we have is this DVHS Student Resources folder. I know you're like, another resources folder? I get it. So that other resources folder was specifically for course info. This one is going to be for all DVHS students, regardless of what course they're in. Okay, so inside there's links to things like GradeSpeed or our online library. Okay, so just check it out when you have a chance. The one thing to note here is on the outside of the folder is this Need Tech Help, click here link. So if you're having any kind of tech issues, you're going to want to come in here, use that link. The link is going to open a form. It's going to ask you some guiding questions about what kind of tech issues you're having. You fill it out, you submit it. And then I would say, please, if you submit a tech help form, give it about 15-20 minutes where you stay online, okay? So that tech form is delivered to our ETs, and our ETs are located in every area where we have a virtual school. So we have a virtual school in Okinawa, so in the Pacific. We have a virtual school in Sembach, so Europe, and we have a virtual school at Quantico, so Americas. So we have ETs at each of these locations, and they are primed and ready to take these help desk tickets and guide you and assist you through them. So if you submit a ticket, stay online for a little while, like 15 or 20 minutes, so that they can get back to you, okay, and help you through it. The next two things here are super, super important because they're about me. No, I'm just joking, but they are important, okay? The first one is the introduction and contact form page. It's really going to give you information about how to contact me, and it's going to tell you about when to contact me. So I need to clarify here when to contact me. So on that page, it says something called office hours, and it gives you these times of days that are called my office hours. Okay. I'm going to tell you, this is my guide. You can throw that office hours kind of like, I'll explain to you what it is, but when it comes time for when you should message me whenever you have a question, okay? So regardless of what time it is, regardless of if I'm available or if it's my office hours or whatever, message me, okay? So if you have a question, message me. So the way that works is office hours are the time of the day that I specify, that I say I will be online behind my computer working in this class. Okay, and I'll have times in the morning, I'll have times in the midday, and I'll have times at night to reach kids at every place, because I'm in Americas, by the way, I'm in Quantico. So I'll have these time frames to reach everybody, okay? So what that means is, let's say a student reached out to me in the morning during my office hours, they're going to get an immediate response because I'm working right there behind the computer, okay? But then, like, let's say there's a break in my office hours where I'm not actively behind the computer. Well, if you message me during that time, I'm going to get the message on my phone, and I'm going to respond to you anyway, right then and there. So I want you to understand, I don't just work during my office hours. I'm available anytime I'm awake, okay? So like I said, if you have a question, message me. Even if you think I'm sleeping, message me, because I'll tell you the very first thing I do in the morning is I check my messages, okay? So forgive me if you get some kind of crazy Miss Boylan isn't completely awake response, okay? But no, the bulk of the stuff that you ask me, a lot of the questions I can help you through my phone. So if you have a question, you get the point, right? Ask me when you have it. Don't worry about what time of day it is for me. Don't worry about whether I'm online or not. Just ask the question. I will do my very best to answer as quickly as possible. Now, speaking of asking questions, I will advise, please ask your questions through Google Hangouts, okay? Reason being, I have it on my phone. I'm going to get an immediate pop-up that there's a message there. I'm going to get that notification, right? You could send it to my student.dodea.edu address, but I don't check my emails as often. And if you send it to my dodea.edu, my official address, I only check that when I'm behind the computer. So you see, the best way to get me is through Google Hangouts, okay? So enough about that, sorry. The next one here, this grading policies and teacher expectations. It's important because it lists how I'm going to grade you, how you're going to be graded, you know, when progress reports are going to be sent, what's going to be included in progress reports, how your grade is going to be calculated, all that stuff, the nitty-gritty about your grade, right? The all-important grade, all that stuff is in that page. So make sure you understand what's in there. Okay. So with that, what do you do this week, the rest of this week? Okay, so my first thing I would advise you to do is just come in here, take about 15-20 minutes and peruse the classroom, okay? Click buttons, click in folders, go to pages, all that stuff. Just look around. Think of it like as if you were playing a video game you've never played before and you just start exploring the environment. That's just kind of the same thing I want you to do here. Just explore the environment. If you ever get to a place where you're like, how do I get back to the landing page? See this right up here? Here's the name of the class. Just click that. Click the name of the class and it'll always bring you back here to the landing page. Okay? So explore. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you to do. I would say the next thing I would want you to do is download the assignment schedule, but like I said, it's not going to be available until Thursday, August 27th. So if you're seeing this before the 27th, come back the 27th and download it, okay? Besides that, after that exploration assignment schedule, you're going to come in here and you're going to come into the orientation begin here folder, okay? There's just this little page up here that just says, you know, it's a brief introduction, and then there's these 5 activities that you need to work through. They're all administrative in nature. Well, this one here, this pre-assessment, has content in it. It's just a baseline to try to get a baseline. Actually, it's more like a starting point. It's not a baseline starting point. Basically, we're going to ask you questions about web design. You're not going to know hardly any of them unless you've had some, you know, exploration of web design or HTML. You're probably not going to know a lot about them, but don't worry about it. It's just a benchmark, right? It's just the starting place. So basically, at the end of the year, I'm going to check your starting place and I'm going to check your ending place, and we're going to be like, holy smokes, look at how much it grew, right? The power of education, okay? So just you come through here and you could just complete these tasks. I need you to complete them as soon as possible, ideally so that we can get into module actual web design content starting next week. Okay? So if you work through these things all super speedy, that would be awesome. Then you're just going to come in here into the module. You're just going to start the reading. You'd want to just read for section 1, right? You just need to read the section that you're going to work on. So if you're going to work on, well, it says section 1, but we're talking, it should be section A. Sorry, that doesn't correlate. But so read the section for the section that you're going to actively be working on. When you work on the next section, then read the section for it, just so that that information is fresh in your head, okay? But so if you get through those orientation, go ahead, feel free to jump into the Module 1 stuff. With that, sorry, I kind of rambled, got a little crazy. This is what happens when Miss Boylan goes unscripted. But at any rate, big takeaways. Communication through Google Hangouts is a great thing in an online course, okay? Communication in an online course is a great thing. Please, always, always, if you have questions, ask me. That's what I'm here for. I love answering questions. There are no such thing as stupid questions, bothersome questions, any of that, okay? All questions are important, and I enjoy getting them, okay? So if you have a question, ask me. And I'm happy to help. And then, like I said, use that Google Hangouts to ask those questions, because then that means our communication and those questions just get answered that much quicker. With that, I bid you adieu. Have fun in this first week, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao.